Oh, it actually saved my webcam settings this time. What the hell? Is it my
Finally.
birthday?
No, that's in like a year.
Half a year.
Half a year.
Half a year.
Crazy. Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. We back up in it. We're doing another raid on the DOJ for the
We are
Epstein
here.
files.
Day 101.
Been doing this for so long now. Triple digits. Can't believe it.
Yeah.
I was telling Cass about this last night because last night we were talking and I had a complete fucking like laughing fit. I couldn't fucking breathe because I was laughing so hard at at the concept of a pro aiming community. It's like really. I'm part of the pro touching a woman community. I'm a professional at it.
Oh yeah, you are. That's crazy.
It's as misleading a name as fucking as Antifa. It's like, yeah, you can call yourself Antifa. It doesn't mean you fight fascists or that you're actually against fascism.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm part of the anti-bad guy coalition. Well, what do you define as a bad guy? Anyone I don't like. There's bad people. They're the villains. They're the evil people. I'm the main character.
Exactly.
That's how reality works, guys. Reality is whatever I want it to be. What's that?
Yeah, I said, see, you get it, babe.
Yeah. See, we understand each other.
Yes, you get the spit that I am.
She says as she robots out. Whoops.
Yeah, shit got dark for a second.
Damn it. I got JD Vanced. I like that JD Vance's Halloween costume for this year was one of the memes of himself.
Himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which further shits on the whole idea that border security didn't let someone into the country with the because they had a meme of JD Vance on their phone, which is absolute bullshit.
People are still trying to claim that, like, oh well, I almost wasn't let back into the country because of the same meme we're dressed up as. I'm like, proof? Do you have proof of that? Because that makes no sense.
Yeah. Well, it's also like what's really funny is that there's an irony to this narrative that people are trying to push, because they are the same kind of people who would absolutely not want you to come into their country or to be able to associate with them, or maybe want you to lose your job because you have a meme making fun of fucking Hassan Piker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, Hassan, that's just a recent example. I'm trying to think. I couldn't think of like one of the more potent examples of something like similar, but that's basically it. People try to make you lose your job because you made a joke about women being in the kitchen or something. It's like, come on, don't pretend like you're pro freedom of speech now. Like, don't try to like. I also saw this video today of this guy, Dr. K, talking about like men's issues and stuff, and how, you know, a lot of the problems in the world right now with like what men are going through is that people don't take their problems seriously and don't or they demonize male things simply by virtue of being male. Rather than trying to understand, you know, why a person feels the way they do or wants what they want or whatever, right? And that's exactly the thing, is that people are using it's the same with a lot of political discourses. People aren't trying to understand where the other side is coming from. They're just trying to demonize them or use sort of surface level understanding of things as a way to insult someone's beliefs, rather than understand why they believe them. Freedom of speech isn't there. They don't understand why we want freedom of speech you know, why like right wingers want freedom of speech. I mean, I'm not right wing, but I want freedom of speech too. I think it's one of the most important rights that a person can have. Ugh. I'd say it's actually the most important. There's a reason why it's first in the Constitution. Ooh. Doctor no longer with a mouse.
If you give a mouse a cookie.
I still don't understand why Hoxton talks throughout this whole level. Like, nobody can hear you.
We're not there. We are not with you, dude.
I am surrounded by firearms being fired at me. You what?
Oh, I just was getting sniped and didn't see from where, but we're good.
Yeah, he's dead now, it looks like.
Look, he's just mumbling to himself like a fucking drunk.
It's like that somebody who took that like supercut of Jonathan Frakes from that like mystery show that he was the host of for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just the supercut of all those questions that he would start a fucking monologue with. And they slowed it down so it sounded like a drunk guy in a bar just asking you random fucking questions. And I'm like, that is so accurate. I mean, I worked at a dive bar for a while like that, and that is so unbelievably accurate.
It's so funny. I've seen people use those same things where it's like, no one, absolutely no one, and it's like my 5-year-old every like 30 seconds, and it's like, do you believe in ghosts? What is the circumference of the Earth? What is this? What is that? And like just constantly fucking asking questions. Oh my god.
Is ketchup better than mustard?
Yeah.
I wonder. See that? Okay, that's something I'd have to know. Is like, I'd like to see like an analysis of data taken from different places in the world, of like kids between the ages of like 5 and like 13, and their opinions on ketchup versus mustard. Just two simple table condiments. I know not every culture is really into those two, but I'm curious because I have a theory. I feel like certain cultures, most kids under a certain age would prefer ketchup.
Yeah.
And over a certain age would prefer mustard. But I feel like that might be different in certain cultures. It might flip.
Yeah, maybe. Well, especially because like, okay, because like in America, it's very clear ketchup is more preferred than mustard because children's snacks and treats are usually very sweet. But then you have some place, you know, in like fucking like France and stuff where they dip their fries in like mayonnaise or something. So it's like completely different. Yeah, which I mean, I'm not against trying it. Like it's like I said, like I'm mayonnaise. I really don't like mayonnaise most of the time. It just kind of grosses me out. But if it was like a high quality mayonnaise or like the thing is like I like aioli. I love aiolis.
Yeah.
Which is basically just a fancy mayo, but
yeah,
mayo freaks me out.
Like, mayo's not even the worst one. Like, I wouldn't do mayo because, like, I wouldn't put mayonnaise on a baked potato. That's one of the things, right?
That's a thing people do?
People will know, but that's exactly it. I wouldn't put it on a baked potato. So why would I dip my fries in it? It makes no sense to me.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, which is why, as much as I don't like poutine, I could understand why somebody would. It's very similar to just a baked potato. Like you might have gravy on it or something like that, or you know, like on mashed potatoes, anyways, you'd have gravy. But like, you know what I mean? Like, like that's a flavor combination that has like merit, I think, because it's obviously common. But then mayo is not even the worst one. Like, I wouldn't do mayo, but people here, a lot of people I personally know, dip their fries in ice cream.
See, and I do that sometimes, but it's not like a normal thing.
I couldn't imagine it. Like, you're literally taking something hot and fried and greasy and putting it into a dairy treat that's frozen. Like, that's so weird. I just couldn't do it. I don't think. I like, no. I have tried it. I don't like it. That's me, though.
Yeah, like, well, cause like, so like, I'm a bit weird, cause like, like, cause if I go to Wendy's and I get a Frosty, I'll sometimes dip my my fries into my Frosty, just cause I'm curious, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I also like. This is gonna sound really weird. I just take barbecue sauce. I love barbecue sauce on my fries. But that's just because I've loved barbecue sauce since I was a kid. I was obsessed with it. Like, I would, like, at, like, recess, I would have, like, my little snack, and sometimes it would be, like, chicken tenders and fucking barbecue sauce. And I would intentionally, this is so weird, I would intentionally eat the fucking chicken tenders with, like, minimal to no sauce so I could just ladle that shit out with my fingers.
Oh, I did weird shit like that as a kid too. Don't worry about that. That's totally like it's. I mean, it's not as weird as like my my oldest sister, who's sadly no longer with us, but she used to scoop butter out of the out of the thing with her fingers and eat it plain. I like. I love butter. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think I could stomach that much butter by itself. Like, I would just get sick, I think.
I've eaten like I've sneaked like if I'm like cooking or something and there's like, you know, something, yeah, a snook, and like something requires butter, I'll like sometimes sneak a small little cube of butter. But like I've heard people eating sticks of butter, and I don't know if I could do that. That would
just chomping on it like it's a Mars bar. Like, fuck off. Like, genuinely, like, no. Let's not. It's like eating an onion like an apple. I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
although eating a head of lettuce like an apple, I can understand, because that's how Hannibal Buress does it, and he's based, so...
I've eaten tomatoes like apples.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Like, I think it's a little bit harder because they're so juicy a lot of the time and will just, like, drip all over yourself, but...
Yeah, it works best if you're eating them when they're, like, just slightly underripe, like, just barely, so that...
Yeah.
They
I can understand that.
Are still like almost kind of crisp, but then they have that that like they still have like the juiciness and stuff. They just kind of it sticks a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I gotta find a
I got a gooner for you here.
Oh, sweet, thank you. Oh, there's also one right here too. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, just a thank you for giving me a gooner.
Yeah, I said I said yes, like confirming. I didn't. I wasn't asking you what you said. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said
No.
I must have cut out. Yeah.
I might not have picked up on my mic fully because it's weird. Yeah, we did. We got the dumb one where you have to deal with the snipers every time. Even though I normally deal with the snipers anyways, in case I do have to go out there for some reason, but. I just, if I don't have to deal with him, I'd rather not be forced to.
Yeah. Well, because you're on an anarchist, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I'm excited. Tomorrow, I'm going to make it for stream, obviously, especially since, we're now on the same time zone. Yippee. But my mom is going to be taking me to Spirit Halloween and Michael's. Since Spirit Halloween is basically... I'm hoping that they're going to still be open tomorrow. Since they're usually open for a few days to like a week after Halloween. Mm-hmm. And that's basically when we went last year, and I was able to get a bunch of stuff. Like, everything was 50% off, so I got like a bunch of shit. for half price, and it was really awesome. And I'm mainly looking for like decorations for like my room and stuff. So
Yeah.
and then same with Michael's, though. I'm probably not going to buy anything from Michael's just because, unless it's like something small. Michael's has a lot of stuff that's really expensive for like no reason.
They overcharge like crazy.
They have this one really. Oh yeah, especially on their holiday stuff. But I just wanted to see if I could get a look at what stuff they have there. But my mom is, she said she's going to the hospital tomorrow morning. I'm assuming she's just getting the final rabies shot just to be safe. Which, I explained that stuff on the stream, right? With my mom?
Yep, we talked about that.
Okay, yeah. So you guys know. Okay.
Office.
Yeah, you guys know then. Oh, let's go. So yeah, I think I updated as well with the fact that the dog, it looks like has its shots and stuff, and so the our neighbors basically got a ticket for not having proof of it because that's a law here. I think in most states it is, since I live in the U.S. But so she technically probably doesn't have to get the last rabies shot, but I think she's just wanting to just cover all of bases just to be safe. Again, the likelihood of that dog having rabies is like zero, is very low. Like the last time a dog had rabies in this county that I live in Arizona has been since like the 50s or 60s. It's been a long time, but we just want to be safe. You know, it's always going to be safe. Like,
I mean, because
especially
rabies
with,
is extremely dangerous.
Well,
Damn it.
only one person that I know of has survived it. It has like a 99.999% mortality rate. Which is crazy. Like, you'd think by now we would have found some kind of actual cure for it aside from a vaccine. And I think the other reason too that my mom is just going through with it is because, well, with the rise of like anti-vaxxers and stuff, those people are also on the level of not vaccinating their dogs anymore. It's a minority from what I can tell, but it's still a growing sentiment now, which is insane. First off, like, being anti-vax for yourself is one thing. Like, I think it's incredibly negligent and really stupid. Yeah, it's irresponsible in my opinion. We've literally eradicated like tons of different sicknesses in the US because of vaccines, and now we're seeing a rise in stuff like measles and mumps.
There's a key card
because
here.
People are not getting vaccinated, which is just, I mean, people like fucking RFK Jr. are not, you know. Oh, I got cloakered. Watch out, there's also a sniper.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
2 snipers.
In arcade.
Got him.
Oh shit, nice. But yeah, an RFK Jr. is not helping on that level. He's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
So I think my mom just wanted to be safe, and which I think is totally fair. If I was in her position, I would do the same, because getting rabies is literally a one of my worst fears.
Yeah. Well, and I do want to clarify my position on vaccinations, because I think, like, a healthy amount of skepticism is important for all things. And vaccinations are no exception. And the thing about the skepticism around vaccinations is that I would say initially it seemed to have come from a somewhat logical place, but it's been blown way the fuck out of proportion, and people have just been overly, like, taking it, like, it's just been taken to the extreme across the board, and it's so dumb, because, like, the evidence for the success of vaccination is there. It's very clear. It's very obvious. But even, like, even people close to me who are very reasonable people, I would say, have totally thrown logic out the window when it comes to dealing with anti-vaxxers. Because it's like anti-vaxxers, yeah, like I said, they've thrown logic out the window too, but then people who are on the opposite side get so pissed that they're blinded by their anger on it, and then they just say that all vaccines are automatically good, and there's no reason to ever doubt vaccination on any level, which is ridiculous. But the doubt is simply this: there is evidence to suggest that having, vaccinations and stuff like that could be causing certain diseases to mutate faster and become more dangerous, more resistant to drugs. It's possible. I mean, I think antibiotics are probably more of a problem with that than viruses are, because, like you've mentioned, we've practically eradicated some of these diseases that vaccines are for. But vaccines only do viruses; they're not for bacterial infections and things like that.
Bacterial, yeah.
But that's pretty much where the skepticism ends for me. It's like, there's evidence to suggest that there may be, consequences involved. And the only other thing I might be somewhat skeptical of is any side effects or long-term side effects that aren't even immediately apparent, because testing is such a difficult thing to do and be accurate on, long-term, especially.
Yeah. It's like with COVID.
But to say that it causes autism is absolutely fucking retarded.
Oh yeah. Well, because all of that info is taken from a biased study years ago, decades ago, that turned out to be completely basically falsified, and people are still on that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just so baffling to me. And it's like, I can understand why someone, I guess, maybe would be, I don't really believe this, but I understand why someone would be skeptical of, the COVID vaccine and stuff, because, we still don't know that, because COVID is basically a fairly new thing, and so we haven't had a whole lot of, actual time to study the long-term effects of long COVID, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's for stuff like measles,
mm-hmm.
which has had almost 100 years of studies. What else? What more do you need?
Yeah, well, and with COVID, I was really skeptical of the vaccine because initially because it's bro, this is mm-hmm. This just happened and we already have a vaccine. I feel kind of that doesn't sound normal. Science doesn't usually move that fast, and it's not even as deadly as something like the Spanish flu. But then, as it turns out, COVID is basically a variant of an existing virus we already know a lot about, and so synthesizing a vaccine wasn't really that hard. Yeah.
No.
The effectiveness of it and the impact of it long term isn't really understood, and that is why I still think a healthy amount of skepticism in that regard is important. But again, to say that it causes autism or something like that, the vaccine causes autism thing is so crazy to me, because it's do these people mean if you take it while you're pregnant that it could cause autism in your offspring? Because it sure as hell doesn't cause autism.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
What I think people mean is because a lot of people are saying that vaccines cause autism when you are already born, when you are.
And that's ridiculous, because there's never ever been a case of a person developing autism after birth. That is something that happens in the womb. I don't think there's ever been a case of someone becoming autistic. That's an absurd take.
Why? Autism is a fucking genetic disorder
mm-hmm.
that gets passed down, and it's so stupid. People are oh, well, I was born in so and so year, we didn't have autistic people. And it's well, okay, well, tell me about your Uncle Jeff. Oh yeah, Uncle Jeff was really weird, he did not talk very much. He but whenever he would talk about his stamp collection, and that's all he would talk about. It's So you don't have autistic people. Are you sure about that? Are
Yeah.
you positive?
Well, and that's another thing too. It's like, oh, you didn't have autistic people when you were a kid, right? Okay, you also didn't have cell phones when you were a kid, but they exist now. Like, it's not like
Yep.
it's not that the technology was magically implanted in our reality by some psyop or something. It's the technology was something that we had to develop and understand, but you could have as like the materials for all that stuff exist, the physics principles and everything that go into that, the electrical engineering and everything that go into that, all those principles would still work back in the 1400s. It's just that we hadn't figured it out yet. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we always finding new things.
It's really silly.
It's like saying AIDS didn't exist when I was a kid, so it's clearly not real. Like, what?
Yeah.
Someone from like someone from like the 4th century is just like, Black Plague. That's not real. We didn't have that when I was a kid. So it must be a fakery. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, it's so stupid. And it's like, oh, well, you know, I only knew like one severely, like one autistic kid when I was a kid, but now like everybody's autistic. And it's like, well, that could be a number of reasons. One, the population has increased. And two, you know, you also have the fact that studies have helped us figure out that autism is a wide spectrum of different things and can be caused like, or can the symptoms can present themselves in very different ways, especially between men and women. Men with autism, because autism was basically only initially discovered as like a boy thing, and so they basically only studied autistic boys from a very young age. And so when a woman with autism would be like, hi, I'm like in my 20s and I'm really struggling, and they're like, oh, you know, you don't have autism, it's because they've been only studying it from a boy's perspective. And now we know autism in women presents fairly differently, because autistic women usually are much more like socially aware of certain things, and so they mask more, and so it's a lot harder for that stuff when it's like, oh yeah, no, I like, I'm basically like, you know, I do a lot of this stuff in private, but in public, you know, I tend to stop doing that, even though, like, you know, sometimes I really want to fucking, like, I don't know, like twirl my hair or like walk on my toes or whatever. And it's like, but now we know that that is a thing that women with autism do. And I mean, you know, it's not just autistic people that mask, right? Like, but it is one of the main, like, I guess, mental disorders that have masking as like a big thing.
Oop.
And so it's like, because we've been able to study autism, we know a lot more about it now than we did back in the day, and yet people are still saying that it's caused by fucking vaccines. And are saying, oh, it's because of this increase of vaccines and stuff. Oh, but I don't want people putting chemicals in my baby. Bitch, your breast milk is made up of chemicals.
The
That
whole world
apple
is made up of
chemicals.
99% of... Well, not 99%. It's actually that all matter that you will ever interact with in your lifetime is made up of chemicals. That's what the periodic table of chemical elements
That's how the world works.
Like, granted, it is estimated that our periodic table of chemical elements is makes up less than 1% of the matter in the known universe.
Which is like crazy to think about, right? Like,
yeah.
Because that's all we know. But we're just such a small speck in the realm of the entire existence of our universe, you know? Not even to think about if there are other universes out there, right? Like it's crazy to think about that kind of shit.
Yeah, which is another reason why the whole, like, discussion about believing in God and which God is real and stuff is so far away from my purview generally. Because I think it's unreasonable to suggest that there's no possible way a supreme being exists. However, I think it's really unlikely that any supreme being that does exist, that might have created the universe or whatever, would give a fuck about us. Like that's so, and I doubt that anyone on Earth has ever guessed just about anything correctly about a being like that. I think that's absurd.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not part of any organized religion or anything like that. I wouldn't consider myself an atheist because, like I said, I think it's absurd to assume that there's no possible way. But I think that makes me agnostic. I don't really put a label on it. I don't really care. It's just, it is what it is. I feel the way I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I didn't do the Cash Patel counter.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we gotta do that.
We're good.
Okay. Well, it's like going back to like the fucking chemicals thing. It's like I don't remember who it was actually. I think it was some. It was either, weirdly enough, it was either Penn and Teller or it was some British comedic duo. But they like went out into the world and were like interviewing like people, and they're like, should we ban dihydrogen monoxide? It's a dangerous chemical that, yeah, exactly. But they're like, you know, they explained it and they're like, oh, it increases perspiration, it increases your need for urination, all this kind of stuff. And they're like, oh yeah, that sounds horrible. Who would live like that? It's like, it's literally water.
Yeah.
Dihydrogen monoxide is water, my guy.
Yeah.
Oh, the Genesis skin is cool.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like I also like saying 100% of people who drink water die. That's why people quoting statistics about various things always makes me laugh, because they didn't stop to think for a moment about the statistic and how it would work. Like when Mark Ruffalo recently said that the vast majority of crimes committed in the United States are committed by white people, and I'm like, they make up the bulk of the population. There's 70% of the country is white, so of course they make up most of the crime. What are you talking about? But you have to go by specific proportions, because that's how proportioning works. Because if say for example, if 90%, for example, of 90% of all, or maybe 95%, we can go even higher, 95% of all tax fraud crimes are committed by white people, but white people don't make up 95% of the population, which they don't. There's a disproportionate amount of white people that are committing tax fraud. And I would be willing to believe that that's actually a probably accurate stat, or very close to the stat, because white people commit a lot of tax fraud. But then you have the opposite side of it, where people don't understand the implication of a stat even when they're right about the proportions being askew, right? So if we were to take that example of saying that white people commit the massive the majority, like an overwhelming majority of tax fraud crimes, or tax crimes of some kind, then you can't just jump to the conclusion that white people are the problem. You have to understand why it's specifically white people who are doing that. It's kind of like another thing would be like a more real thing would be like the gender pay gap. The gender pay gap didn't adjust for even like career choice, which is really weird, because obviously a doctor doesn't make the same as a receptionist, right? Like they're different positions. So I don't know why anyone would ever do a study and then not present the data in a way that makes sense like that, or like to adjust for factors that are clearly going to be a component. But then again, people do it all the time in order to confirm a bias or sell a narrative. It's kind of like the whole thing where, like, I believe this was, and I don't quote me on this because I don't remember the exact details. It's been a long time since I looked into this, but I believe that there was this whole thing where scientists were saying that polar bears were dying out. They weren't. but they were saying that they were. And the reason that they were saying they were
Yeah.
is because they had been studying polar bears in like Arctic climates and stuff like that for years, and then they like there was nothing really changing. It was just like they had discovered pretty much all that they would ever be really able to or needed to discover about it, and so the government was going to pull their funding because obviously they're not needed anymore. But rather than give up their position of job security, they were like they fabricate stats in order to say, oh well, there's something going wrong. We need to discover why that's going wrong. We need to start conservation efforts to save the polar bears. And that was that's something that's happened time and time again. I mean, hell, some kid did a really erroneous study about plastic straws, and the government ran with it for some reason and said ban all plastic straws across the country. Now nobody can use plastic straws based on some like 17-year-old, I think it was younger, there's like 14-year-old kids fucking research that didn't actually have any merit scientifically whatsoever. But we just ran with it, and it's like they say trust science when it comes to shutting down anti-vaxxers, but then they also trust science so much that shit happens, and it's like, oh my god, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like
anything but this.
If you're gonna follow like a study, like you really do need to like double check and triple check and quadruple check the merits of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then it became a thing of like, oh, we got to adjust it. We'll say single-use plastics is the problem. You're not seeing the point of why this is wrong, guys. It's just wrong. You can't accept that it was a wrong thing to do, so you have to like move the goalpost to say no. It's about a bigger umbrella problem that you're not even seeing yet. I thought paper products were a problem because we were cutting down rainforests and stuff for them. Like, did something change in the paper industry? The hell happened? All right, but that'll do it for today's stream. We've got more DOJ rating coming soon. I got more work I'm working, like stuff I'm doing in the background with 3D modeling and stuff, so we'll have more stuff on the stream soon. I am considering moving to Kick. I don't know how I feel about it yet. There's not as many tools for streamers who are on Kick, so I'm kind of like weighing my options. Plus, I've got a homie that's here on Twitch, and I like being able to raid him and stuff. Which he might be live right now, so I might actually raid him here. But yeah,
he's live. I was gonna say we could raid him.
Okay, yeah, we'll raid him. I don't think we have any viewers right now, but we'll go over there anyways.
The me will raid him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, please come back tomorrow. We'll be doing more rating the DOJ. I've got more clips I want to post as well as shorts on YouTube and stuff like that. So that'll be happening as well. And then I will set up a raid to go see Maru. Because he's
playing Ratchet and Clank. So
yeah, he's playing Ratchet and Clanker.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay. All right. I'm not even like on my stream manager. This is a problem.
Well,
that's what happens. It's all good. Okay, starting the raid. Let's go.
Here we go. See you later, guys.
Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Believe